Price. Thanks, Dr. Dart. Superintendent Yankee, Board of Education, faculty, family, and friends. My junior English teacher once told me, and I quote, "Max, you should always start off a speech with a quote." Well, I hope that counts. Hello, everybody. My name is Max Rice, and I am the senior class president. And at many high schools across America, the commencement address is not given by the class president, but by the valedictorian. Luckily, this year, we got both. You see, New Trier does not have an official valedictorian, since we don't have class rank. So I'll just call myself that. And on that same note, I'm also dating the captain of the New Trier cheerleading team. We don't have it. Many assume I ran for president just for my college application. Well, that is simply not true. I also ran to get girls. And now that I've been president for a year, and after examining the interworkings of student government, I realized I should have stuck to football. Well, technically I got kicked off of the football team, but only because they said I was so quick and hard-hitting that it was unfair for the other teams. That and attendance issues. Anyway, it feels so strange giving this address in the same gym that Northwestern plays basketball, especially with people watching. I'm just kidding. I was actually considering going to Northwestern, but I found it just wasn't the right fit for me. Well, after they rejected my application. But seriously, the situation is just amazing. Some of the most distinguished and influential people to whom one can speak are in this gym right now. And my family's here too.
Oh, geez.
And I can only assume you're wondering, why should I listen to that attractive, handsome, good-looking, and chiseled kid tell me how I should live my life? And it's true, having me give life advice is almost like having Ellen DeGeneres judge a singing competition. But agree with me or not, my goal is only to be more entertaining and thought-provoking than the reading of the names of the 1,100 individuals that are not your sons or daughters. The easy part of my speech will surely, come on, during my speech. I mean, there was one volleyball during the Superintendent Yankee speech. Just saying, nothing was bad. But the easy part of my speech will surely be to announce that our class has met our goal of raising $120,000 for Habitat for Humanity. And providing the necessary funds for the building of not only one home in Waukegan, but also one home overseas in the Philippines. And it will be my honor after this speech to shake the hand of Board President Serino. Actually, that will be my last act as president. And I feel honored to be among the few politicians in Illinois history who, after serving, does not immediately move on to prison, or even worse, on the Celebrity Apprentice. Growing up in Illinois, you realize that we all have to take voting more seriously, which is weird advice coming from a guy who only won because the election was a popularity contest. Well, I hope. At this point, my classmates might be thinking, that can't be Max, because this guy has gone a full 3 minutes and 6 seconds without saying a single swear word or making an awkward sexual reference. But besides the obvious parent over shoulder times 5,000, I was warned that I could not say anything sexist, racist, weightist, ageist, Sagittarius, deontologist, homophobic, misogynistic, anti-theistic, pessimistic, scatologic, and that's what she said. So I never expected this to last long. You can imagine how hard it was for me to even start. It has these days, the F-bomb gets treated like it's an actual bomb, just ask Vice President Joe Biden. It was a joke, it's very serious. We seem to be facing the paradox of two-way free speech, freedom of speech and freedom from speech. We want to have the freedom to talk about whatever we want without having to go through hearing what others have to say. One would argue that our current norm of censorship is comparable to British Petroleum's oil rigs. Instead of preserving the oceans of great thought, we have to deal with a toxic ocean filled with oil, crime, and the Jonas Brothers. They suck. Okay, it's true. Artists can thrive under limitations. Georges Perec wrote The Void, a 300-page novel, without using the letter E. I never actually read the book, but the reviews say it's rally drab. But when Lenny Bruce gets arrested for his comedy act, and George Carlin loses a Supreme Court case for his, don't be shocked when Boom Boom Pow gets nominated for a Grammy, and Nicholas Sparks becomes the literary voice of our generation. That type of work is absent of thought or effort, yet it doesn't offend anyone, so why bother? But when people decide to provoke thought, say something meaningful, give a wise, inspiring speech, like Gandhi, Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., the brave peacemakers, they get shot. Barack Obama speaks behind bulletproof glass. Do you think Dane Cook does too? Our culture has an intolerance to those at the crossroads of change. Unfortunately, the mortality rate for being a peacemaker is second only to Professor of Defense Against the Dark Arts at Hogwarts. As the great author Jonathan Swift so eloquently put, when a true genius appears in the world,